Hey everybody, Luke here, and this is the last video that we're looking at for treating neck pain and headaches. In the first couple of videos, I gave you more of an introduction into what causes these things and some stretches and at-home exercises that you can do to help relieve the pain. So if you've gotten that far, sometimes you just need a little more help to get you over the edge, so you're doing everything that you feel like you should be doing. You're correcting your posture, you're doing your stretches, you're trying to limit some of your potential triggers like stress and lack of sleep and all those things. Sometimes you just need a little more help to come at this thing from all angles. So today what I want to show you then, with my lovely assistant Haley here, her YouTube debut, so let's make this thing viral, is that I want to show you some of the treatment techniques that we use here in the clinic, which are mostly hands-on. So again, we would use some of those same exercises and stretches that I showed you in the previous video, but a lot of this stuff just takes some more hands-on, TLC. So we're going to go through just kind of like my 4 or 5 most common ones that we're going to use to stretch out her neck, loosen up the neck, and then also treat the headaches, which again, the most common one that we're treating in the clinic is either one that's coming from your big muscle knots, your upper traps, or even more commonly those suboccipital muscles we call, where you get that tightness at the base of your skull. It ends up causing the headache to kind of come up and around and wrap around your skull. So Haley's agreed to help me out here. So first thing I'm going to show you is just, and I got cold hands, sorry Haley, didn't warn her there, is just some traction we call it. So if I just kind of grip her neck and the base of her skull, I can just stretch her lengthwise, just like that. Now Haley before this said, oh, this would be good because I'm a student right now and I actually have some neck pain. So we'll put her on the spot. Does it feel okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't lie for the camera.
I won't.
Okay. Just tell them the truth. Okay. So again, I'm just kind of stretching her there. For most folks, this feels really good because I'm unloading the joints and I'm also stretching some of the ligaments and muscles around there, which can kind of cause them just to relax a little bit. So just a general, we call it traction, just pulling things lengthwise. With traction, we can add a lot of different things. So I could do traction plus stretching. So like if I wanted to stretch her side to side, say her neck was real stiff side to side, or rotationally, I can add traction to unload the joints before I try to stretch her, so we can get a better stretch that way. Next thing that I want to show you, that we use commonly, go ahead and just relax, Haley, is when you look at those suboccipital muscles that are real tender, we do what we call suboccipital release. So basically I just kind of find where it's real tight. Is that tight there to you? Mm-hmm. Like right where I'm pushing? Mm-hmm. Yep, and we just dig in. So you can do like a sustained push and hold, or you can kind of do a slow rock as you're doing it and kind of lengthen the muscles out as you go too. Ultimately, I would kind of slow the process down for someone who's coming in for a 30 or 40 minute treatment, so I wouldn't rush them through, but for the purposes of the video, probably don't want to be here with me all day. So, I feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Really good.
Alright, so there's a suboccipital release. With that too, a lot of times we want to stretch those suboccipital muscles. So I'm going to stand up here, and we'll bring her neck all the way into what we call flexion. Just going to relax, Haley, and then stretch her up from there. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So if we stretch her neck all the way up into the end range of flexion, then I can really stretch those suboccipital muscles forward too. With this same position, if we want to do some combination movements, I can stretch her up into that forward bend and a rotation to stretch specific muscles, or I could also do like side bending type stretches. So there's that. I'm going to stay up here just for a minute. Mobilizing the vertebrae in her neck usually feels really good too. So if I start like with this top one, I can just mobilize it up towards the ceiling. Does that feel okay there still? Mm-hmm. Okay. Probably should have tested this on her before I did the video, but usually it's comfortable. So mobilize all the way down her spine. That's a basic mobilization forward. If you look at those joints, you can mobilize them to improve different specific motions like side gliding or rotational motions. So those are a few of my favorites. The last one I want to show you, it's a little difficult to show, but I can do what we do with a rotation. So we can do a stretch and a joint mobilization at the same time. So for Haley here, I can go along specific vertebrae, and you've got C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all the way down, and I can mobilize while she's stretching. So for a lot of folks with neck pain and headaches, you still okay there, Haley? I can mobilize that direction. So a lot of folks who come in with neck pain and headaches, their neck is also really stiff, whether it's just stiff from some kind of an injury or trauma, or it's been stiff because they're in their 40s, 50s, and 60s and had multiple injuries. But if you combine all of these treatment techniques with the other stuff you're doing to correct your posture and your stretches, a lot of times you can make much faster gains and you can loosen up that range of motion and the flexibility. So if you start and your neck is just really kinked up, typically by the end of the session, they're moving much more freely. And again, ultimately not everyone needs hands-on therapy for their neck pain and headaches, but a lot of people you just can't quite break through the pain cycle. So those are some of my favorite techniques that we use here in the clinic. And again, combine those with all your other things that you're doing to eliminate your headaches, and you've got a really good shot at getting pain relief. So thank you, Haley, for demonstrating. Thank you, Ashley, behind the camera there. And thank you all for watching. If you have more questions, just go ahead and reach out to me either below the video, or I have my contact information there with phone number and email. So there you go. Thanks for watching.